Good afternoon and welcome back to Keyport, New Jersey. Right on the Jersey Shore for Pope John Junior Lion 11U scrimmage football. Mike Formisano along with you calling today's action as Pope John takes on the Toms River Warriors. First scrimmage earlier this morning. It was St. James 26-0 over Pope John. But again, we don't know what the level of competition is going to be for Pope John in the season. They are going to have their set schedule against teams that are playing. So we'll see what the level of competition is. What the most important thing was for Pope John is that they got out of the game relatively healthy. A couple of minor injuries on the sidelines. We hope those players feel better. And the medics and the trainers are working with them. It looks like they're going to have a pretty full roster playing in this second game. So that's good to see. They'll take on Toms River here on this alternate field. Let's go over the roster for what we have for game number 2. And again, we don't have a scoreboard on this one, so we'll just go by the clock on the field by the referees. And again, practice jerseys. So the players I'm announcing right now, these are the numbers they're going to have on the game jerseys starting next week. But we want to go through the roster so that you're aware of the players on the team. We start with number 2, Mason Seeger. Number 3 is Logan Masway. Number 6, Bennett Pucci. 9 is Theodore Zwicky. 10, Ryder Espinoza. 13, John McCann. 14, James Mahalik. 27, Alexander Formisano. 28, Danny Filato. 45 is Owen Dawson. 52 is Noah Kraus. 61, Anthony Grego. 67, Declan McCarrick. 80 is Roman Pena. 87, Cooper Lapin. Number 89, Matthew Schultz. And number 97, Braden Convey. The head coach and the offensive coordinator of the Pope John Junior Lions 11 and under squad is Rob Zawicki, first-year head coach, taking over for Jared Cofrancesco, who's moved up to assist Coach Matt Emmering on the 13U level. The defensive coordinator and assistant coach is Dan Filato, Greg Masway, Anthony Grego, Jeff McCarrick, Jose Pena, and Dennis Espinoza. Team moms, Corinne Schultz and Melanie Zawicki. The Junior Lions athletic director is Brian Carlson, varsity head coach Dom Gaston, and league president is Dave DiArco. I am Mike Formisano. We are here live in Keyport, New Jersey, just on the Jersey Shore, as the Pope John Junior Lions 11U squad take on the Toms River Warriors in game number 2, or scrimmage number 2, here at the Jersey Shore on this Sunday before the season starts next Sunday for both 11U and 13U. We'll be right back for the opening drive of this second scrimmage right after this.
Nobody's coming. Ken, you're off. Owen, you're off. JJ, you're off. Yes, you're off.
Bro, all you're missing right now, dude, I'm telling you, all you're missing right now for this game. If you were
Alex, your deep tackle. Matt, you're the other DN.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Welcome back to Keyport, New Jersey, here on the Jersey Shore for Pope John Junior Lion 11U football. Mike Formisano here calling today's scrimmage as Pope John takes on Toms River. First game against St. James already in the books, and now the Lions moving on to contest number 2. And again, these are exhibitions and getting the team ready for opening day next Sunday. Football's back, and it's back in a big way. Professional, college, high school, middle school, everything's starting up right before Labor Day this year, and the weather is with it. It is hot, it is humid. We had a bit of a break with a rainstorm, I guess about 15 minutes ago, but it was just a drizzle. It was a relief, as now the humidity has come back full force. And, we're waiting for the days of fall. I get it. Cooler, crisper days and so forth. Kids definitely have to stay hydrated today. But, last days of summer, enjoy them. And we'll be back to school before you know it. I know the kids don't want to hear that. Pope John in their blue and gold practice jerseys. So we're not going to try and use any names if we don't know for sure who it is. Like, for example, one of the jerseys said Danny Filato's name on the back on his practice jersey, so I know who it is. I know my son, Alex Formsano, so I'm going to go ahead and say that, But the other practice jerseys, I don't want to get anything wrong, so we'll just go with the numbers, formations, etc. Try and keep the score in our head as much as possible. This is more of a controlled scrimmage where the coaches are actually going to be on the field assisting the players instead of having referees officiate the game. So it's be a little less formal in this one. This will just be plays, I think. So, and we'll take it as such. We'll bring most of it to you, if not all of it, and then we'll head on to next week. Again, if you were looking for the opponent and the time of next week's first game, it will be announced most likely Wednesday by Pop Warner, by the league office. And they'll let us know where and when the games will be. Hopefully the 11U and 13U games will be at the same place. Otherwise, we'll have to make a decision on which game we're going to cover. And if that's the case throughout the season, we'll try and split them as much as possible. Make sure we get adequate coverage for both squads. So, 11U getting set for scrimmage number 2 against Toms River, the Warriors, who are in all white with black and green numbers, black pants, and the Lions in their traditional blue and gold jerseys. Blue and gold day yesterday at Pope John High School, and that was a great time had by all. All 5 teams, varsity, junior varsity, freshmen, and the 13 and 11U squads, all out at Pope John High School yesterday. We want to thank everyone for putting that together. So, great day celebrating football, as has become an annual tradition. Here's the handoff to the Toms River running back, and met in the backfield right at the line of scrimmage. Good tackle by Matt. So we're going to go ahead and go to the roster. Matthew Schultz making the tackle there. Good tackle by him. No substitutions. Coach Rob Zwicky making sure he gets all of his players into the lineup and trying to rotate through and make sure that everybody gets the proper amount of experience through these scrimmages today so that they can work on the things throughout practice next week and get set for the first game of the season. 5 road games for Pope John for both 11U and 13U, and then 2 home games at Pope John High School throughout the season. And after that, if they make the postseason, we'll let you know from there. Both teams did make the postseason last year. 13U was 8-0. Excuse me. 11U was 6-2. Fake by the quarterback. He hands off to the wide receiver. Comes from the near sideline, and a reverse on the play, and Toms River is able to score. Good play on the reverse there. It was a fake to the tailback, and then you had either the tight end or wide receiver coming behind the quarterback the other way. And so the fake handoff to the running back. Quarterback keeps it, hands it off to the receiver, runs to the far sideline and into the back of the end zone, and a touchdown for Toms River. And again, this is probably going to be less of keeping score in this game than even the last one, because there's no officiating, there's no scoreboard, and there's no attempt for like an extra point or anything like that. We're just going to run plays. So, good play by Toms River, scoring on that fake and then hand off to the receiver. So now Pope John will start with the ball. Now, the way that the 11U schedule will work as far as the games and the in-game action, you got a glimpse of it from the last scrimmage. There's no kickoffs. The action starts at the beginning of the first quarter and third quarter from the 35-yard line. There is kicking as far as if you want to try and attempt an extra point. If you hit the extra point through the uprights, it's 2 points. And then a traditional 2-point conversion you'd see in pro and high school and college football, that would be 1 point on Pop Warner rules. Last year, the 13U team for Pope John had a big weapon that a lot of teams didn't have in the person of Seamus Corcoran, who was able to kick and kick well for Pope John. He was able to hit most every field goal attempt and extra point throughout the regular season. I think he missed one in the postseason, 40-yard attempt. Other than that, he was almost perfect. So that was a big, big weapon that Pope John had on 13U last year. We'll see if this year's teams can repeat that kicking game that gave him such an advantage. Well, as we head to afternoon, it is getting hotter out here. It's actually still morning. It's about 11:10 East Coast time. Is there any watchers on the West Coast or in the Midwest? Or we've had people watching these games from outside the country before, so people go on vacation. Here's the quarterback, tackled by number 1 for Pope John. Number 1 able to wrap up the quarterback and drop for a loss. Good play. Good defensive play by Pope John. And so now they'll make a substitution out. First action I see for Bennett Pucci in this game. Pucci taking a hit in the first contest against St. James. So it's good to see that he's back out there. It looks like everybody is, which is really good to see. Want to make sure all the kids stay healthy and that they're able to come into this week's practices at 100%. Very important to drink water, stay hydrated, stay cool. Tom's River in the huddle. Looks like Pope John in a 3-man front. His handoff goes toward the left side, met right at the line of scrimmage. It was number 19, the ball carrier, and brought down by, it appears to be Matthew Schultz again. Good tackle by Schultz. And so Tom's River will run another play. Again, we're not really keeping downs, distance. Just running play for play. Trying to think of different things I can tell you for the upcoming season, what to look forward to. Obviously, the first home game for both 11U and 13U will be on Sunday, September 1st at Pope John High School, Middle School. We'll try and be there with you for all those games. If they're home games, then we can just stay there and we know that the teams are going to be home and we'll just broadcast back to back. On road games, if they're at the same location, the same thing. It's when Pop Warner starts sending the 11U and 13U teams to different locales. It makes it a little tough. Now, if there's a time difference, we'll try and catch up and get to the other games. But if they play at the same time, it's virtually impossible for me to go ahead and cover both games. So we'll pick and choose, try and be as even about it as possible. Last year I had the built-in excuse. I had my son Charlie playing on the 11U team and no son's playing on 13U, so I always chose the 11U game to cover, obviously, because my son was playing in it. So I had to bring him there anyway. Now, this season, I've got Charlie on the 13U and Alex on the 11U team, so I don't have that built-in excuse anymore. try and keep it as fair as possible for both teams. Run on the sideline there by the Toms River running back towards the far side. Gets down to about the 13-yard line and is brought down by the Pope John defense. Looks like the tackle there was by Cooper Lapin. Cooper making the tackle there. Good play by him. We're going to move the ball back to the 20-yard line. And again, we are really just working on this one side of the field here. So, as there are cones set up at about the 35-yard line. So, just set plays. Toms River running a bunch of offensive plays to start, and then Pope John will have the offensive side of the ball afterwards. So 7-week season for 11U and 13U. And we'll get to probably about mid-October, late October before the end of the regular season, and then postseason after that, if the Lions qualify. Last year, making it to the regional final of Pop Warner, the Eastern region of the United States, the 13U squad had a game the Saturday before Thanksgiving. And that was great. It was a great trip down to Pennsylvania. Had a great dinner with the team, the parents, and the coaches the night before. Fantastic bonding experience, and it was just a great experience all around for the Lions squad. Now the coaches talking over the plays. Toms River coaches speaking with their offensive players. Pope John assistants on the field, setting up the Lion defense. Here's the quarterback rolling over to his right. The pass downfield to 22. Makes the catch and is brought down by Anthony Grego. Grego with good open field tackle on number 22 for Toms River. So good yardage gained for Toms River, but a nice tackle by Grego and good fundamentals shown on bringing down the receiver. So we're going to spot the ball at the 8-yard line. Substitutions in for the Lions. Again, I'll make it a lot easier next week with their regular game jerseys, which should be in for both teams this coming week. So if you're looking for the jerseys, contact your team mom. On 11U, it'll be Melanie and Corinne. And then on 13U, Kathy Jessmaria, who's been a terrific team mom for many years for Pope John Junior Lions. And now it's sons Andrew and Vincent moving on to high school. Just one left, Jake Jessmaria, who will be on 13U. And assistant coach Rich Jessmaria with the coaching staff. And Kathy should have the information for you in regards to the jerseys and when they'll be in. And Corinne and Melanie will have that for the 11U squads. So the jerseys should be in later this week, and it'll make it a lot easier to call the games. Here's the quarterback rolling out to the far side. He's got the red penny on, so no contact. But he is brought down towards the far sideline. That red penny usually notifying players that that's the quarterback and usually hands off. But he rolls to the far side. It's tackled there. Ball's going to be spotted at about maybe the 3-yard line. We'll just continue to run plays until they finish up here, or the battery on my video unit dies, or it gets any hotter out here, maybe. I don't know. But I'm glad we're with you today. A little taste of what to come for the 11U team for this season. getting a first introduction for the players and the squad. Started practicing on August 5th out at Pope John High School. So for the football teams every year, their summer's cut short because you're basically in school the whole month of August. Not in the classrooms, but you're in the football classroom. So a lot of credit given to the football players and the coaches and the parents and anybody associated with the program for giving up their second halves of summers on a regular basis just to play this great sport. The Warriors at the line. Here's the snap. Number 2 rolls out to his right. He's got a receiver covered. He'll hold on to it and is met right in the backfield. 2 Pope John defenders sandwiching him and bringing him down. Anthony Grego's one. I can't see who the other one is, but a great tackle there on the quarterback. So, fantastic defense there by Pope John. See them running plays like that throughout the season. Should be a very successful year for Pope John. You like to see that they're running the plays the right way and that the players have a good understanding of what they need to bring to the field each and every Sunday. And that last possession or the last play by the Pope John defense, very encouraging to see. Ball back at the 3-yard line. Toms River will continue on offense. And again, we'll switch over in just a little bit, and Pope John will get the ball, run some offensive plays. But right now, the defensive unit out there for the Lions. Here's a handoff over to the right side and met right in front of the goal line as the Pope John brick wall shuts down the Toms River offense there. Right in front of the goal line, about 3 Lions beating the running back and bringing him down. So, good defense by the Pope John Lions, shutting down the Toms River attack there. The ball does get down to the 1, but not past the goal line. So the Warriors will have to make another attempt.
JJ, go to line. Ted, go to linebacker. JJ, go to end.
Good swarming defense there by the Pope John forward attackers on defensive line, all coming in and zeroing in on the running back. This should be the start of another great Junior Lions year. Last year, we were fortunate enough to bring you the 13 and 11U teams for the Pope John Junior Lions. And then we advanced that over to boys ice hockey for the first time, where they won the league championship as well at the Skylands Youth League. And then we had boys basketball and girls basketball for 7th and 8th grade. And then in the spring, we were able to bring boys 7th and 8th grade lacrosse and 7th and 8th grade baseball to you. So hopefully we're able to expand that menu this year and bring you more and more action. And it's my pleasure to do so. Here the Warriors up to the line. Goal to go at the 1. Pitch back to the quarterback, and the Pope John defense all over him. Good tackle by the defensive lineman from Pope John, meeting the quarterback in the backfield, dropping him for at least a 5 or 6 yard loss. Good defensive effort by Pope John as the Toms River goes backwards. Players off the field now for defense, so looks like they prevented the touchdown for Toms River on that possession, and we'll see if they switch over to the offensive side of the ball. Players are taking a break. We'll do so as well. We'll be back to Keyport, New Jersey, Toms River and Pope John in the second scrimmage here at the Jersey Shore. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to Keyport, New Jersey, right on the Jersey Shore. Pope John Junior Lion 11U football. Mike Formasano along with you, calling today's scrimmage as Pope John Lions are taking on the Toms River Warriors. Now we're going to flip the script a little bit, and the Lions are going to go on offense. So Toms River setting up on the defensive stance, and Pope John in the huddle. Toms River able to score once on a wasn't quite a reverse. It was a fake to the running back and then a handoff from the quarterback to the secondary option, which was the receiver running behind the line. The receiver was able to scamper into the back corner of the far end zone, or just past the goal line on the far side. So, and then a second attempt by Toms River to get into the end zone, and Pope John defense standing tall, stopping them at the 1 yard line and then pushing it back on the last play to about the 5 or 6. So good defensive effort by Pope John there, only giving up the one score. And so now the Lions will go on offense. We'll start from the 35. Lions in run formation. You got one running back in the backfield, number 58 in the practice jersey. And again, the Lions with practice jerseys on, blue and gold jerseys with white pants, blue socks. Come October, they'll be wearing pink socks and pink wristbands for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, as they do every October. So that's great to see. And for right now, also the Lions in their gold helmets with the blue lion on the sides. And so that's something that I think they made sure that every helmet this year has a lion on the side. There were a few helmets last year, it was just the golden dome without the lion. Most of them did, but now they made sure that everybody has a lion right on the side of the helmet. The traditional helmet for the Pope John Lions, gold helmet, blue lion. Home jersey is usually blue with gold and white trim, and then on the road, the white jersey with the blue and gold. Coach Wicki and his assistants out in the huddle right now with the players. Assuming that the team will go ahead and have this offensive series. I don't think they'll go back on defense. I don't know for sure, but I'm assuming it's only going to be like an hour out here. So, and once that's done, everyone will head back to Sparta, or to their respective homes, start up football practice again either tomorrow or Tuesday. You have to check your schedule as far as when practice is. And next Sunday's game will be on the road. Probably down here at the Jersey Shore again. We just don't know where. That'll be announced later this week by Pop Water. Man in motion. We got movement on the line. I think it was, well, there's really no official. Coach Wicki saying that it was on our side. So Pope John with the infraction. They'll just reset. Quarterback under center, 2 men in the backfield. Here's a snap. Handoff to the tailback. Comes to the near side on the right. Passes one defender, now another. That is Anthony Grego. And Grego looking for the end zone. And he is driven out of bounds just shy of the goal line. Good run by Anthony. Grego with some experience last year in the running back position for 11U. As he spelled regular running backs Benny Platt and Jake Jessmaria last year. And Grego was able to get some big runs in for the 11U team last year. And so he'll be looked at as a focal point for running this year on this 11U team. So the ball goes down to the 5 yard line. Good run by Anthony. If you consider he started with the 35. He's able to get a 30-yard run there. Well, the Lions up to the line.
Watch the ball, D-line.
5 yards to go before pay dirt. Last-minute instructions by the Toms River coaches. And a motion for Pope John. Up to the line. Tight end spot. Pitched by the quarterback, number 1, over the head of the tailback. And it goes towards the sideline. The whistle's blown, and the play stopped dead. So, pitch was a little high by the quarterback. Behind the receiver. Or the tailback, I should say. And I'll move the ball back to the 10-yard line. Pope John will continue on offense. As Toms River had a set of offensive plays they ran. And now the Lions will get a chance to be on offense for the same amount. We're here in Keyport, New Jersey, on the Jersey Shore for this double scrimmage here for Pope John before the start of the football season for the 11U team. First scrimmage against St. James earlier today, and now the second one against Toms River. This one less of a controlled scrimmage than the first one. First one had scoreboard and had referees, played a full half. This one is just a set of plays, first by Toms River on offense and now by Pope John. Just to get the boys experience and get them ready for the upcoming season, which starts next Sunday on the road for Pope John. And then on September 1st, the home schedule. Here's a snap. Quarterback drops back to pass, rolls to his right, looking for a receiver down the field. Fires it about 10 yards up the field, but nobody near the ball as it hits the turf. Number 26 was probably the closest receiver. Oh, well, we got a break and players are getting set for the next offensive play. Let's give you the roster one more time for Pope John so everybody knows who the 11U team is going into next week. We start with number 2, Mason Seeger. Number 3 is Logan Maswi. Number 6, Bennett Pucci. 9 is Theodore Zawicki. 10, Ryder Espinoza. 13, John McCann. 14, James Mahalik. 27, Alexander Formasano. 28, Danny Filato. 45 is Owen Dawson. 52, Noah Kraus. 61, Anthony Grego. 67, Declan McCarrick. 80 is Roman Pena. 87, Cooper Lapin. 89 is Matthew Schultz. Number 97, Braden Convey. Head coach and offensive coordinator of the 11U Lions is Rob Zawicki. Assistant coaches, defensive coordinator Dan Filato. And then also you have Greg Maswi, Anthony Grego, Jeff McCarrick, Jose Pena, Dennis Espinoza. Team moms, Corinne Schultz and Melanie Zawicki. The Junior Lions athletic director is Brian Carlson. Varsity head coach Dom Gaston. And league president is Dave Diarco.
Yep, I got you.
Well, the Lions back up to the line now to start their offensive series again. They're at the 10-yard line. Quarterback under center. He's wearing the red penny. Here's a snap. Handoff to the running back. Comes towards the near sideline. Is met in the backfield by the Toms River defender. Good open field tackle on number 58 for Pope John. Drops him for a loss of about a yard.
Liam.
They're going to spot the ball back at the 10-yard line. So they'll see no gain, no loss. Most important thing is that players make sure and stay healthy and stay hydrated today on this hot summer day as we approach noon. It is definitely summertime weather. It is not football season weather yet. That is coming, but it's not here yet. The players making sure they drink plenty of water on the sidelines. They stay healthy, they stay loose. Temperature continuing to climb here on this Sunday afternoon. Definitely mid-80s, but the humidity makes it feel closer to 90. Tackle on the Pope John running back by the Toms River linebacker there. Good tackle.
You got to get his hands off of you. Chop.
So the Lions back in the huddle, and the ball is spotted at the 5-yard line. So see if Pope John can break through and find the end zone. Coach is continuing to discuss the offensive play with the Pope John personnel. Now the Lions up to the line. From the 5. Quarterback under center, 2 men in the backfield, 3 men in the backfield, my mistake. 58 in motion, moves to the other side, closest to the sideline. Here's a handoff to the tailback, that's number 63. Pounds his way through the middle, into the end zone. Touchdown, Lions. Number 63 getting into the back of the end zone for Pope John. Good touchdown run. So now they'll come back to the huddle and try and do it again. 5-yard touchdown run by number 63 for Pope John. And their first score of the preseason. So they'll move back to the 35, and the Lions will try it again. So the defense giving up 1 touchdown, and now the offense scoring 1. We'll move back to the 20-yard line ourselves.
They were way off, like 6-7 yards. Jerry was the only one that was lined up in the right spot.
Best advice I can give you for the football season coming up, if you with the 11U squad here or 13U, is just be prepared to play every Sunday. They're on the schedule here from next Sunday until early October, at least, maybe mid-October, but definitely 7 straight Sundays. They'll get 2 games under their belts before they even go back to school, the boys. So, we have Labor Day and then first day of school after that. Labor Day's early this year. Labor Day, I believe, is September 2nd. So, school starts early, September 3rd. Sun going behind the clouds a little bit, giving everyone a bit of relief here. Here's a snap to the quarterback. Pass out to wide receiver on the far side. Trying to get back to the line of scrimmage. May have done so, but that's about it. As the Toms River defense smothers him, brings him down. The players coming back towards the sideline area, not to the middle of the field more than anything else. Looks like they may switch back now to offensive defense. So the Lions going back on defense now. So they'll switch it back up. Toms River will take over on offense and Pope John back to the defensive side of the ball. So here's your split. We'll stay with you for this. Half past 11 on the East Coast, so I assume they're going to go towards noon. Again, we'll stay with you as long as the battery holds out. trust me, it'll be more of an exciting pace as we get into actual game situations. So. And the ball spotted at the, looks to be the 30. As Toms River will start up. The Toms River nickname has changed. That's who we got on the roster as far as who Lions will be playing, but I knew them as the Toms River Warriors. Now I'm seeing on the t-shirts of the coaching staff Seahawk football. And the uniforms actually look like Seahawk uniforms. If you've ever seen Seattle in the National Football League, the Seahawks have jerseys with numbers shaped pretty much the same way. So that's what it looks like. So I'm thinking Toms River went ahead and switched over to a blue and lime green color palette. And maybe switched their name over from Warriors to Seahawks, which is very possible. We'll just say Toms River going forward, since I'm not exactly sure. Running back up the near side. Pucci brings him down. Bennett Pucci with the tackle there. Got help from another Pope John defender as well, without a number, so I'm not sure exactly who it was.
Coop, keep an eye on that ball. Move up closer to the line, Coop.
Toms River in the huddle. Pope John Lions on the line right now. 11 defense. 3 men on the line. Actually, make that 4. Alex Formasano talking with one of the linebackers. He moves back to the defensive line. So it'll be 4 men on the line for Pope John. Well, action starts up again. Toms River to the line.
Get closer to the ball. Owen, closer to the ball.
Lions on defense here for the second time in this scrimmage. They ran 10 plays on each side. So here's the quarterback for Toms River. He drops back the pass down the field. Had a receiver, but it went to the left and incomplete. Number 63 for Pope John in the gold practice jersey defending on the play. Substitutions in for Pope John. Toms River up to the line. So you see on the far side of the same field, another scrimmage going on. So that's why with this, they're not working a full field today. They're just working from the 35-yard line all the way to the goal line on this side. Toms River runner to the far sideline is brought down by the Pope John defense. Gets the ball down to about the 22. Now, as I said, the sun was peeking behind the clouds. It's now come back out. The blistering heat and the intensity of the sun, the players and spectators can feel that. So there are plenty of clouds up in the sky. A couple darker than others, so May see some rain later on today. We had a drizzle at the end of the first scrimmage, but that was it. Definitely humid. Definitely hot. No breeze off the shore. Went to a game last year, I think it was Long Ranch, and you had this breeze coming off the shore, and it was delightful. But that was October, and it was 60 degrees.
Keep an eye on what's going on.
This is not 60 degrees. This is like 85, and no breeze. Here's a snap. Goes right to the running back for Toms River. He's met in the backfield by the Pope John defense, number 58 in the practice jersey. With tackle. Good tackle by Pope John.
Logan, good job, Logan.
Looks like number 3, Logan Masway, wearing 58 on the practice, but good job by Logan there to make the tackle. So Toms River in the huddle, speaking with their coaches. The more and more I look at it, the more I am inclined to believe it is the Seahawks. So.
Get ready, Benny, get ready.
Pope John in the defensive unit. Up to the line of scrimmage. This is scrimmage number 2 today. It took on St. James earlier this morning.
Owen, move up. Owen, move up. You ready?
Here's the snap.
Here it is.
Quarterback fakes the handoff, and he's brought down by, it looks to be Anthony Grego with the tackle. Good tackle on the sack for Grego, bringing down the Toms River quarterback. So, nice explosive play by Grego to get to the quarterback and bring him down.
Way to slow him down on the left side, guys.
Substitution out of the game, Alex Formasano. Came in a couple of plays ago, so good job by Alex. Toms River in the huddle. A few more plays for them. And then the ball should go back over to Pope John for the final 15 or so minutes of the scrimmage. And again, we'll be with you next Sunday afternoon. Most likely afternoon. It could be a morning game. It's not at Pope John. The Pope John games, if they're at Pope John, don't start until afternoon. A chance for the Pope John family to attend Mass and services on Sunday.
Come on, guys, we got to move offense.
Bennett, keep an eye on that quarterback, Bennett.
So again, we'll find out the schedule of games
Bennett, move
on
up.
Wednesday, most likely, from Pop Warner.
There you go. Look at that quarterback, Bennett.
Toms River to the line. Pope John collapsing in, looking for the run. They got it. Quarterback holds on to the ball, and Grego spins him around. Doesn't finish the tackle as he had him in the grasp.
Bennett.
Substitutions in for Pope John now. Filato comes in as number 1 in the practice jersey.
Linebacker. Standing safety. Guys, get closer to the ball. Move up, come on.
Hurry up, offense.
Well, Toms River still in the huddle, now finally breaking it.
Move up.
Ball's at the 25-yard line.
Raid it. Raid it, move up.
Toms River quarterback drops back to pass. He'll scramble over to the far sideline as he was flushed out of the pocket. Brought down in the backfield. Good tackle by Pope John. He may have actually got back to the line of scrimmage and gained a yard. It's tough to see from this angle of the field. They're going to spot the ball anyway at the 25 just to run another play. So I'm assuming he got back to the line.
Brady, move up closer to the ball before the snap. Look to your right and make sure you're not passing, but get up at least another yard. Giving him a yard. That was a good hit, though. Drove right through him. Good job.
And Tom's River up to the line. Pope John defending.
Braden, back up a little. Braden.
Here's the snap. Quarterback. Hands off. And fumble. Bounces right back up to him. And he smothers the ball and then collapses on the ground under a sea of lions.
Don't go so far back into the...
Big break for the Toms River running back there as the ball hit the turf and bounced literally right back up to his arms, waiting for him to capture the ball again in one fell swoop, hold on to it, and then is brought down by the defensive lineman from Pope John. Had that ball bounced any other way, it would have been loose, and the Lions would have had a fair chance of recovery, but came right back up. How often do you see that with the football? Bouncing straight back up. Usually because of the way that the football is shaped, it's going to bounce to the side, it's going to roll back to the turf. It's not going to bounce up like a basketball. That's what that did. Here's the snap. Hand off to the tailback. Has nowhere to run. 3 to 4 defensive linemen from the Lions meeting him in the backfield. Good tackle by Pope John. And so now the Lions are going to take a break, head to the sideline and get a water break. And I think they'll switch back to offense. We'll take a break as well. We'll be back with you right after this. Pope John and Toms River in the second scrimmage here in Keyport, New Jersey. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to Keyport, New Jersey, on the Jersey Shore for Pope John Junior Lion 11U football. Mike Formasano here with you, calling today's second scrimmage between the Pope John Lions and Toms River. We believe it's now the Seahawks. It used to be the Warriors, so all indications point to Seahawks. The Lions will get the ball back now for a second set of scrimmaging on the offensive side of the ball. It's 10 minutes before noon, so it looks like I'll have about 10 minutes of action here before they call it. Lions played on the main field earlier this morning about 10 o'clock Eastern time against St. James. Good experience there, and then they moved over to this alternate field to scrimmage against Toms River. The first game was actually kept score, and you had referees on the field, and it was on the main field. This one is more of an informal setting, as just approximately 10 plays each from each side. Toms River had the first and third sets of possessions. Here's the quarterback for Pope John, pass out to 58, just through his hands, and incomplete. Logan Masway wearing number 58 on the practice jersey. Went through his hands and put his hands on his helmet. But, you know, those are going to happen. That's how you get better. And again, with the scrimmage, you want to work all that stuff out before the season starts. So. Now Pope John with their second offensive possession here in the scrimmage. And that should be the last group of plays. And the season starts next week. Next Sunday.
Let's see some fight on the D-line.
Waiting for the Lions to come out of the huddle. Up to the line.
Parents, that team, their opponent didn't show, so after this, we're going to do another half hour against that team. You okay with that? If not, you got to. This is another one.
Well, it looks like Coach Wiki saying that there's another team that is supposed to have had a scrimmage against another unit, and that team didn't show. So it looks like we're going to have another half hour of scrimmaging against that third team. Maybe I bring it to you. I'm not sure. Try and get the name of the team. And it's your choice if you want to see it or not. It'll be on the page. We'll go from there. Again, I think until I run out of battery here on this video unit. Once I lose that, then we'll stop at that point in time. So after the second scrimmage against Toms River, we'll find out. The team over there on the other side, you can see orange-black jerseys, reminiscent of the Cincinnati Bengals from the NFL, and I think Bengals is their name, but I don't know what the school is or the town name is. Try and find it out for you. Pope John up to the line. Here's the snap. Quarterback drops back to pass. Handoff, actually, to Grego. Grego crunched at about the 16-yard line. Holds on to the ball. Is brought down there. But hanging on to the ball with possession. Good run by Grego. Takes a solid hit. Good, tough football play. It was actually a 21-yard line. My fault. So now, Pope John quickly back up to the line. Here's the snap. Quarterback handoff to Grego again to the left side. Is able to sidestep one defender. Finally brought down by a second Toms River defensive unit. We'll spot the ball at about the 17-yard line, I believe. Maybe 18. Yeah, more like the 18. Lions still in the huddle. And now they race up to the line. One man in the backfield, that's Grego. Fake handoff, quarterback drops back to pass, flushed out to the right, coming towards the near side. The pass to 45, and 45 digging for the end zone. He's knocked out of bounds at about the 2. So good reception by Pope John. Nice pass play, and it'll drive the ball all the way down to about the 2 or 3 yard line. Good pass play by Pope John there.
You have to keep eyes on your man. We're going it's man, not zone. Okay?
You're going to spot the ball at about the 4.
Somebody else should have came up and took care of that. That's not on
Well, Lions on the move.
the man being wide open.
Considering they gave up 1 touchdown on defense
Now you're not.
to Toms River, and they scored 1 themselves. Now a Toms River player moving the ball back to the 5 yard line. I'm not sure what presented that, and now 22 moves it back to the 4. So, well, without officials, you can do that. Get away with it. All right, Lions running up to the line now. First and goal from the 4. See if Pope John can get into the end zone here.
Christian up. Christian up.
Alex Formasano on the backfield. Handoff goes over to second running back. Comes over from the far side. That's Pucci. Does he get in? It looks like he did. They're going to stop him, I think, just shy of the goal line. So,
Good?
yeah, they're going to stop him right at the 1 yard line. So, Pucci with the run there. Gets the ball all the way down to about the 1. And so now can Pope John punch it in from the 1 yard line.
If you need a break, let coach know.
All right, Pope John to the line. First and goal from the 1.
Wait, not yet. Mason, wait. They're not ready.
Quarterback under center. Definitely run formation. Everybody brought in tight. Right in front of the goal line. Here's a snap. Quarterback running into the running back, and he is stopped behind the line of scrimmage for no gain.
It doesn't matter. It's a scrimmage.
So Pope John back in the huddle. Doesn't look like he got over the goal line. I think we're going to move the ball back actually to, well, that's a player moving it back to about the 2, and he tries to kick it forward. He moves it back to the 1. Coaches tell the players it's a scrimmage, which it is. It's just working on formations and plays. Although you like to see that competitive spirit. Probably be a little more important starting next week. Now the Lions up to the line. Run formation. Quarterback under center. Man in motion. Here's the pitch back to Pucci. Pucci trying to find the end zone. Second effort, and he's in. Touchdown, Lions. Bennett Pucci is able to get over the goal line and into the end zone and gives Pope John their second score of this scrimmage. Good job by Pucci carrying it over the goal line. And the Lions hit pay dirt. And that is the end of the scrimmage. So both teams will shake hands, and Pope John will move on to one final scrimmage today as the other team is still here in orange and black. I don't have a name on them just yet, but since their opposing team never showed up, Pope John agreed to a half-hour scrimmage with them. So Pope John and Tom's River complete this scrimmage today. I mean, I don't know if you want to say if there's a score. There really isn't. You know, if you are counting, it looks like Pope John scored twice, Tom's River once. But that's the end of the second scrimmage. So we'll be with you in just a few minutes for the third scrimmage. If you want to go ahead and take a look at it, we'll have it on. Not going anywhere. So we'll carry the third one for you, at least until my battery runs out. All right, so for everybody here at Keyport, New Jersey, on the Jersey Shore, it's Mike Formasano saying thanks for joining us. No final score, but Pope John and Tom's River complete the second scrimmage of the afternoon. We've got one more coming. Have a good afternoon, and we'll see you in a few minutes.